as one of the biggest black creators on the platform, I want you to hear it from my mouth that there is some shady business going on behind the scenes at YouTube.
Now, Cory Kenshin was speaking facts. We got a different kind of video today, not about a rapper or anything hip-hop related. I wanted to speak on this recent Cory Kenshin video because I have a couple of things to say about it. With that being said, let's talk about it. Now, Cory Kenshin, for anyone who's not familiar with the name, is a 29-year-old YouTuber who has over 14 million subscribers. He's one of the most successful gaming creators on the platform, has been creating content on here for well over a decade. He posted his first YouTube video on May 26, 2009, and has been doing his thing ever since. The other day, Cory Kenshin posted a video on his channel discussing racism and favoritism on YouTube. Specifically, what Cory touched on was some of the negative experiences he, as a black content creator, has faced on a platform. On August 18, Cory uploaded a Let's Play video of the game Mortuary Assistant, which ended up getting age restricted. After this age restriction from YouTube, Cory Kenshin, in the midst of his frustration, decided to do something. What he did was he went through other videos on YouTube that had uploaded the same exact gameplay, and he noticed that he was the only person who had gotten an age restriction. Cory then decided to appeal the restriction, but that did not end up in his favor, and YouTube doubled down on the fact that his video did in fact violate the community guidelines. He then decided to get in touch with his YouTube rep and voice these concerns. His YouTube rep pointed out some things about the content that he posted that he thought could have led to this age restriction. Cory, after this, scoured through YouTube and noticed that another very successful content creator on a platform, Markiplier, had the same exact what YouTube considers sensitive scene in the gameplay he posted. The kicker is Markiplier's video wasn't age restricted while Cory Kenshin's video was. Cory then decided to contact his YouTube rep, once again bringing this up in order to get some answers. Now, to Cory's defense, he wasn't throwing Markiplier under the bus, he was just pointing out an incongruence within the system that he took notice of. Now, what happened after this? Well, let's see what Cory said.
Let me send this to them and see what they say. What do you think happened after that? I'll give you a second. They came back and they removed my age restriction. They took it off. After they already rejected my appeal, I sent them the clip of Markiplier's video that has the same thing, and they removed it. Now, my YouTube rep, he was excited. He was, oh, great, this is awesome. Look, Cory, they took the age restriction off. I said, why? I expected them to triple down and give Markiplier an age restriction too. But they looked at Mark's video and they used that to verify my innocence.
So YouTube decided to remove the age restriction after Cory pointed out the system's incongruent ways. He obviously noticed that YouTube wasn't really enforcing the community guidelines equally to all creators. If that was the case, they would have kept the same energy with Markiplier by age restricting his video just like they did with Cory. The conclusion Cory came to at this point was that favoritism or racism was the defining factor as to why his video unjustly got age restricted. Before he completely jumped the gun though, Cory had a couple questions for YouTube. Was the initial restriction he got on his video done by the automated system of the platform, or was it a human that reviewed this particular piece of content and decided that an age restriction was the appropriate decision here? Cory also wanted to know this. After he sent that appeal, who exactly in the YouTube camp decided that his video should still have the age restriction on it? Because the way it works is, if you didn't know, once you send an appeal, a human reviewer is supposed to look over the appeal so the content creator has a fair shot of getting their situation properly judged. So Cory's question was, who exactly was this person and why exactly did my content get age restricted? The final question he had was this: why did it take me pointing out that another creator had the same exact thing my video supposedly got age restricted for you guys to remove my age restriction? So from where Cory stands, his appeal only got validated after he brought up the fact that they let Markiplier slide. I felt treatment towards me from YouTube, especially when I've been #1 trending multiple days in a row on multiple occasions, has been negative in that my content is scrutinized heavier than a counterpart like Markiplier. This case proves exactly that actually. Why wasn't his video monitored the moment he released it to check if it violated self-harm guidelines? I've had a suspicion my content gets targeted / suppressed, and YouTube will take any attempt they can to kill channel momentum, and this case, more than anything that has happened so far, proves that. Cory ended his statement to YouTube by saying, while I would hope race would have nothing to do with it, how can it be proven 100% it does not? After speaking to his YouTube rep once again, who promised Cory he would further his concerns to them and continue the dialogue, a couple days pass and this happens.
So another day, another 2 days go by, And what do you know? They re-age restricted the video. They re-age restricted the video. I say, no way did they do that. I go to Markiplier's video now, and now his video is age restricted. They got caught with their pants down. They got called out, and then they had to go back and say, oh, whoa. Okay, we see the narrative that he's kind of pushing here. We need to take some steps back. We need to just age restrict them both and be done with it. You thought that I wasn't gonna like talk about this, make a video about it? You realize how bad this looks for you, YouTube.
So at this point, Cory is mad, confused, and frustrated because the community guidelines that should be enforced on an equal playing field are not.
And admittedly, I cannot 100% prove that race had everything to do with this. But I can tell you the people on that policy team, those shadow people that are anonymous and get to enact their will however they see fit. How can we be sure that they take a black person's video and a white person's video, and it can be the same exact video, and they restrict the black person's video, but not the white person's video?
Let me start off by saying this. What Cory is talking about is very real. Black content creators on YouTube by default have a harder time than white content creators. This is the same reason why, and this is something Cory brought up, this is the same exact reason why if you sign out of your YouTube account and you go to the YouTube front page, the majority of the creators the algorithm promotes are white. So already by default, the algorithm favors white face over the black face. This shouldn't really come as a surprise to anybody though. There's a reason why the best-selling rapper of all time, Eminem, stated that if he was black, he would have sold half. What Eminem was saying is, if my skin was black, I would have not sold as many records as I've sold being a white person, right? So like I said, it shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody. At the end of the day, YouTube is a business and the algorithm is going to promote what's in the best interest of the platform. So what Cory was speaking on, it's a real thing, and from my experience, if I recall all the probably hundreds of conversations I've had with my fellow black creators on YouTube throughout the years, we've all gone through things with the algorithm that's made us question the system in the way that Cory just did. And yes, I did say we, so even I've gone through a couple things myself, and keep in mind, I don't even show myself. None of them I'll be talking about in this video, by the way, because there's no point. The system is not going to change for little me, and I know that. I just take it for what it is, and I don't complain about it because life is not fair. I know that. Personally, that's my way of navigating around this. Ab and Preach, who I'm an avid consumer of, they made a really good point about this. The reason why a Cory Kenshin or someone who looks like Cory would go through this ain't because of your blackness per se. It's because of what him being black means in the world of business. In this case, in the world of YouTube. YouTube knows that it's not in their best interest to push a Cory Kenshin to the forefront over a white counterpart because we are not as marketable. And by the way, just want to make this abundantly clear. Personally, I don't see this as a white versus black issue at all. I more so see this as the corporations are looking out for their own pockets kind of situation. There's already enough BS dividing us as people in this world, so personally, I'm not trying to be just another voice that feeds into that. I digress. Also, Abba made a really solid point about the solution to this, which is get your bag and keep it pushing. There's really not much to do here other than dealing with the system as it is, because YouTube is going to do what's best for YouTube like any other mega big corporation. It is what it is. I stand with Cory Kenshin on this matter though. He's not the only creator who's gone through this, and I'm happy he spoke on it. That's all. But yeah, a different kind of video today. I really felt compelled to talk about this for obvious reasons. I'm a black content creator, and this is an issue that pertains to the people who look like me. Any thoughts on this entire story though? Curious to hear what you have to say about it, so yeah, definitely let me know in the comment section below. Like this video, like this video, like this video. Let's have a discussion about this.